If you're an Oklahoma Sooner fan, you got some really good news coming out of this spring game weekend. It sounded like a lot of recruits had a really great time, not to mention you had multiple transfer portal guys on campus. Two of them you've already landed. One of them, it's kind of still up in the air. But today we got to talk about the predictions that have been flowing in for not one, not two, but at least three different guys that were on campus during the spring game. Seems like Oklahoma might go on a good recruiting stretch here in the month of May, month of June, maybe even into the month of July. But we got to talk about it. And before we do that, guys, make sure you're joining the discussion, jumping down in the comments below, giving me your takes. I want to hear who you guys think Oklahoma is going to land, because this is going to be an absolutely loaded class, and Oklahoma quietly might be going for the best class in the class of 2025. But if you guys are on Twitter, by no surprise, did you guys see Chad Simmons, the director of On3 Recruiting? I believe that's still his title now that Steve Wiltfong is over there. I don't think Wiltfong took that title away from him, but Chad Simmons was doing a little road trip through the Midwest, and he actually came through the state of Oklahoma and had a chance to talk to CJ Nixon. And he decided, you know what? I think it's time to put that prediction in favor of CJ. And this isn't the only one that Oklahoma's gotten over the past couple of months. Oklahoma's gotten other predictions for CJ Nixon. And if you land CJ Nixon, this is a top 50 player in the country. A guy that definitely, if he attends a couple more camps, he could be a 5-star by the end of this cycle. And wouldn't that just be the most Miguel Chavis thing to do, to go out there and land an elite edge rusher like CJ Nixon? Now, he's out of Weatherford, Oklahoma. So if you're kind of like me, you're like, hey, Chavis, you got to keep this guy in state. So Chad Simmons putting this prediction. If you're an Oklahoma fan, you feel really, really good about CJ Nixon. But this isn't the one that I'm super excited about. We're going to get back to the trenches here in a second, but I think right now we have to go over to the secondary, because Oklahoma has recently gotten Courtland Gillery on 2 times in a row. You've literally gotten him on campus here like 2 or 3 times. And Courtland Gillery is 4-star cornerback out of Klein Oak High School in Houston, Texas. This believed to be a lot of people around the industry to be a Texas win. Everybody thought Texas was going to get Courtland Gillery, Oklahoma was going to get Kobe Sellers. And this is not me saying Oklahoma's out for Kobe Sellers. I think Oklahoma still gets Kobe Sellers if they land Gillery. But all indications right now are one of your silent commits might have been Courtland Gillery. That's kind of what all indications. You read the tea leaves, you see everything going on. That's kind of what everybody's thinking. You might say, well, what do you mean tea leaves? Well, we all know that Kevin Sperry did his little tweet thing with Brent Venables in the picture, and he put the 2025 in Roman numerals on there, so we know it was a 2025 recruit. And then not too long after that, you started to see the crystal balls flow in for Courtland Gillery. It's pretty easy to put 2 and 2 together. But if you get a guy like Courtland Gillery, it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. Texas fans might be in shambles, because this is a prospect that I think they really thought they were going to be able to get. I thought this one they thought they had locked up. But he's been on campus now for Oklahoma 3 times. He's going to be OVing with Oklahoma for, it's either the Champion Barbecue or the Party at the Palace. It's one of those 2 weekends. We will put those lists out here in a couple weeks once they get those finalized. I still got a couple more guys I'm waiting on to see if they're going to be attending. But you got one from Colin Kennedy here. You got one from Jordan Scruggs, a Texas insider, which usually when you start to see these predictions flow in from other sites, other team insiders, the writing's kind of on the wall. So the question is, if you take Courtland Gillery, right, and Kobe Sellers commits, do you take Tristan Haynes? And we talked about this a couple weeks ago on Jay's podcast over at Unfair Sports. Great podcast. You guys should go over there and listen. And I said, well, Tristan Haynes being an in-state prospect, that's already been offered. And what is he, like 125 kid in the country? Yeah, you're taking Tristan Haynes. Like, you'd be stupid not to take Tristan Haynes. I do think with like Courtland Gillery or Malik Hawkins, maybe they could be like a combo DB, right? You can have somebody that plays corner or a safety. So it's like you're almost getting a guy that plays two positions there. So if you take Tristan Haynes, it's not that big of a deal. But I'm telling you right now, if you land a corner class of Malik Hawkins, Courtland Gillery, Kobe Sellers, and Tristan Haynes, this is a really good cornerback class. This might be one of the best that they've landed since they've gotten to Oklahoma. So if you're an Oklahoma fan, a lot of reason to be excited there. But Tristan Haynes is the outlier. He's not the guy that a lot of us expect to land at Oklahoma. I think you saw Tom Loy put in a prediction for him to land at Notre Dame. I've been saying for a long time, I thought Georgia was going to be a really sneaky pick in that recruitment. I think with Tristan Haynes, this is one of those ones where I think it probably, like Nate Roberts, is going to come down to signing day. You might see Tristan Haynes commit somewhere else, but then signing day comes around and he's like, well, hold on. Maybe I want to be at home. Maybe I don't want to leave Oklahoma. Maybe I want to go play with my teammates. Now, shifting back to the trenches, you had another big-time prediction from Josh McCuistion over at On3 for Anthony Gumaro. And I even made a prediction this weekend after, I think it was on Sunday, while they were wrapping up their OV. Here's the deal. Here's kind of what I know, what I've gotten a sense here. I got a chance to talk to Gumaro's dad, and it sounds like that visit went really well. I mean, it sounds like OU blew it out of the park, and he got a chance to talk to Creed Humphreys and a couple of other offensive linemen and talk to, hey, why did you come to Oklahoma? And they got to make their pitch of, hey, here's why. And so with kind of knowing all of that, Anthony Gumaro, like, you get him on campus, guys, this is going to be a sneaky, underrated kid. 4-star offensive tackle prospect. I think Oklahoma gets him. And then you're probably looking at maybe 1 to 2 more offensive linemen. 2 if it's maybe a 5-star that wants to come join, but 1 more 4-star and 1 more 5-star. And then you've got a really good offensive line class. And I think when you say, well, 1 more 5-star, I think you're probably looking at Fasusi. I know a lot of people were really high on Ty Haywood, but you got the Bamas, and now you got A&M. Fasusi's been the outlier. He's been the one that really loves Oklahoma. He shows up. I mean, obviously, he took his visits elsewhere because, hey, like, he wanted to kind of see the scenery, see what else was out there. Now he's coming back to Oklahoma again. He's got his OV coming up. And, I think Oklahoma is still in really good position for Fasusi, and I will be the lone person right now with the prediction on Fasusi Island. Now, lastly, Oklahoma got one here for 4-star defensive lineman Cole Breiler. You know what? Is this like not expected at this point? Because Cole Breiler, like, he listed the top 3, and it was Oklahoma, Ohio State, and Stanford, and the kid ain't never been to Stanford. So you kind of just read the tea leaves. Only got no V scheduled to Oklahoma. Oklahoma lands a defensive line class of Trent Wilson, Cole Breiler, and Kamori Moore. I think you take 1 more guy if there's somebody that really wants to hop on board. And I know a lot of people look at Floyd Bucard. I think that one's going to go the Miami route, especially when you heard about Miami's tampering. But I really like Xavier Ukponu down at Denton Guyer. And although right now it doesn't seem like that relationship is 100% there between Todd Bates and Xavier, I think that could change really quickly. So we'll have to see what happens on the defensive line, but just something that I want to throw out there. Hey, like, Oklahoma could take another guy. It could be a really good guy. And if you get the Xavier Ukponu out of Denton Guyer, we know Oklahoma's roots down there are strong. So it's kind of what I got for you guys today. I thought these were some really good updates, and I wanted to give them to you all. So, hey, if you've made it this far into the video, make sure you jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. And hit that like and hit that subscribe button. It helps me out. Got the baby on the way. Need to pay some bills. And love to have you guys part of the channel. So, until next time, peace.